Famer, Tim Raines. Tim, let me ask you something. Back when you were playing with Montreal and stuff like that, was there a competition, internal competition between you and Rickey? Because you people were the only guys that were stealing bases.
Not a competition. You know, I really didn't know Ricky that well, and you know, I was rookie, young man up there trying to make his way, and I wasn't really concerned about what other people were doing. I was trying to be concerned about what I was doing, and as years went on, we kind of got to know each other, and it was never a competition. I've always felt I played the game to win games, and you know, whatever it took for me to score runs, if that was stealing a base, or that was hitting a double, that was laying down a bunt or something, that's what I did. But as far as competition, I never looked at it that way. He might have, but I mean, I don't know. But, you know, I just enjoy playing the game.
Tim, you know, let me ask you something. Right now, you think that Montreal should have a baseball team? I mean, it's sad that when I think of Montreal Expos, man, I got to admit, I think of Tim Raines, man. When you used to just come in there with that uniform, that in your chest, I said, oh, here it is, brother. That, and your Mizunos and stuff like that, I was like, that's the man.
Well, I mean, you know, being the only team from Canada, we've always felt like we were a dark horse because no one really knew that much about us, but we had some great players. I mean, we had, you know, Gary Carter and Andre Dawson and Larry Parrish. I mean, we had some guys, we had some all-star players, but a lot of people really didn't know us that well because they didn't get an opportunity to see us as much because we were a Canadian team. But as the years went on and we kind of established ourselves, I think a lot of people kind of knew when we came to town, they better be prepared because we were a team that
you were bringing on.
That's right. That's right.
Now, how many years do you think that turf, an artificial turf, took away from your career in general? Because in the 80s and 70s, most of the stadiums were artificial turf. How many years?
I wouldn't say that many because, you know, I always had strong legs. So the guys that have the most issues had problems with their knees, and those were taller players like Andre Dawson, like guys that were 6 foot or taller had more issues than I did. My game was built on the strength of my legs and the way I ran the bases. So it really didn't matter if it was turf or
it didn't matter what.
Yeah, it didn't matter. Now, it could have been this carpet, you know, but I would have been okay.
Now, what's your opinion on that? The new rule with pitcher throws can only throw 2 times. How many bases do you think you would have been? You probably would have been in the 1,500s.
Well, I don't know about that, but it'd have been. I'd probably stole a lot more because of it. You know, I remember when the rule was the way it used to be. Guys used to throw 5, 6, 7 times.
That's right.
And knowing that you can only throw over twice makes it so much easier for the base stealer.
And on top of that, they don't have the pitch count.
No.
You know, those catches, they don't have the pitch count. That took away, you know, that attitude, gave the advantage to the runner now. So
exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
I asked the man, I said, you know what? Tim probably would have had about another 700 stolen bases.
Well,
if you had the hits to the, what could have, you know, just you getting on base, I said, you know, about 700 more bases you would have had.
I think it'd have been. I don't know if it'd been 700, but it'd have been. I would have been finished up with probably in the thousands for sure, because of that. You know, when they treated us, myself and Ricky and all the other guys that ran, the way they did, to me, I think it made us, you know, with the pitch outs and stuff like that as well, probably made us not try as many stolen bases because of that. But with the rules now, we never really had to worry about that. We just get on and we know we're going. So
now, I always wonder, like, you know, I always see in TV, you see the guys talking to the catcher. Did you ever tell the catcher, look, man, I'm getting on and I want to see if you could try to get me out? Was it like that?
No, they didn't like talking to me for some reason. I remember talking to one guy, and his name was Jody Davis. I know you remember Jody Davis who with the Cubs.
Uh-huh.
And he was a rookie, and I had a few years in by then. And he actually came to me and goes, I'm going to throw you out. So you can't steal on me. And I didn't really know who he was at the time. And I looked down and I said, well, who are you?
Well, you don't know who you talking
Well, who are you? And he said he was Jody Davis. So I said, okay, we'll see. So I got on that at bat, stole second, stole third. And then when I came to score, I looked at him, I stopped at home plate, and I said, you still think you can throw me out? He didn't say a word. And he never, ever threw me out in his whole career. So I say, you need to think about what you're saying before you say something to someone.
A lot of people should apply that.
Exactly. Hey, what's up, man?
My brother, listen to him, man. It's an honor to talk to you, brother. And I'm glad you're in the Hall of Fame, brother.
Thanks a lot, man.
I'm glad you're in the Hall of Fame because you deserve it.
Thank you, Bob.
And you know what? I used to look at the scoreboard, see my man RAINES, SB, and then I go check Rickey. That I used to do.
That's right. Well, you know what? The one thing that was different between me and Rickey knew all the stats as far as stolen bases were concerned, know who was in the league, and how many he needed to go past him. I never really looked at it that way. For some reason, I always felt the stolen base, for me, was a chance for me to be a major league player for a long time. And I didn't see it as something, I didn't ever want to be the guy that stole my bases than anyone else. I never really looked at it that way.
Wow.
But I always felt like that part of my game was something I had to be really good at because it was going to prolong my career. The more I ran, the more chances I felt like the more years I could still play.
Thanks a lot for your time and courtesy, my brother.
My pleasure.
Be safe.
All right, man.
Soy Cristel y yo quiero que tú te suscribas al canal Las 5 Esquinas.